Hariom and welcome. Hariom Yamuna. I'm here with a dear friend. Her name is Paola. Welcome, Paola. And we're here to talk about a special topic, and it's awareness and the emotions. So we're here to just chat, to talk, to possibly help you in any way that we can. And hopefully you receive something out of this talk that we share. So we were talking recently about how important it is to have awareness, because when you have awareness, you can better understand how to manage your emotions, how to work through emotions, how to channelize them, right?
Yes.
And emotions, also energy. It's energy being emotion, energy moving, energy in motion. That emotion is energy, and we need to know how to use that emotion properly so that we can also use our energy properly.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes. I think in relation that what you're saying, I think it's important awareness in a part where it brings us to focus how our emotions are going through us. Because awareness brings us to a point of concentration. So that's how awareness in all of us is very important to get to the point of awareness. We can do that through the day. We can take times during the day to take ourselves to a point we can see around and close our eyes and feel how we are going through the day, how we're going with our emotions. How do we feel? And then we're going to start moving, I think, in a direction, I could say, more positive, more immersed in not what's the rush or moving mechanical.
And like you were saying, it's observing the emotion, right? If we react from anger, if we react from sadness, from frustration, from anxiety, then we might not be making the right choices in our reactions. We might be hurting someone. We might be hurting ourselves. So it's in that space of awareness that we can understand, where is this coming from? Why am I feeling like this?
Yes.
And what can I do to improve that emotion and not hurt myself and not hurt others as well?
Completely agree, because when we don't practice that awareness, we harm ourselves. And sometimes we don't want to harm others, but we do because we're harming ourselves. And that connection that we have with ourselves is the connection to the exterior of us, to the world. Everything in your body with you is going to be the same with you and the world and with the people. So sometimes that's why we feel like we blame ourselves, because a lot of times aware of our transit in our lives. So that's how it is important to know, where are we? What am I doing? What am I doing this for? Well, I mean, the cause and the purpose of the things, how we move around. Breathing help us with awareness.
So thank you for sharing that. I think that's really important, because you talked about blame there, right? And we blame others and we can blame ourselves. It's also an emotion, right? Of hurt, of pain. Maybe that you feel hurt, so you blame others for your hurt that way, right?
Yeah.
So my question to you, or something that I was thinking about, is, for example, someone who is starting and wants to help themselves in their emotional aspect, but doesn't have the awareness and doesn't understand how to gain that awareness. What do you think they should start doing? Or how do you think that would help them? Any practice?
Yes, like everything in life, we can do little by little. So it'll be like very imposed to say to someone, oh, you don't have awareness. Oh, you don't know what you're doing. So it's little by little, but how I help, for example, myself with awareness is breathe. I try to do
breathing
exercises during the day. It's a little pause that you do during the day to stay in one place for a little while. Take the time. That's why we try to avoid. Take the time to stop. Take the time, not continue going there with this one, with that one, the mechanical. So at the end of the day, we're exhausted. And we're very tired, and that's affect us. We are like, so that leads us to other complications later, and if we don't stop. So to stop in that way, it'll be like, bring us to center.
Yes. And actually, what Paola was explaining is it will bring more energy to your life. This is just an example.
Yes.
I have all these employees. They're calling me all the time. At the end of the day, I'm drained. My digestive system is depleted. I don't eat properly. I don't sleep properly.
It's something, things are not going well.
But my companies are going well. My employees are working well.
What's going to happen if you're not going well? Yeah. And one day it's going to take a toll in you. It takes tolls in ourselves, big tolls. So we start decaying. We don't listen to our bodies. We think that we're going to last forever. And we think like every minute, we need to pursue the next minute and tomorrow and the next day. And everywhere I have to go, it was for yesterday. Help yourself. Recharge. Revitalize. How do we do that? We take time.
People say I take coffee. I get my energy with coffee.
Yeah, but things like coffee is going to be for a little while. It's just going to be like for 15, 20 minutes. What's after? You're going to feel exhausted, maybe more exhausted than before the coffee. And you're going to have a feeling like, oh, leave me alone. I don't want to continue with this. I'm too tired. And you start even start raging for no reason. Because those are the other effects, that all the things that make you happy for a minute, then after takes you to a roller coaster, because it takes you to a roller coaster. You're in a roller coaster every time you take this so I can feel better. I'm going to take that so I can move and work more hours and have more energy. It takes toll.
And is it worth it? That is a big question. So it takes a toll definitely on our emotions and our energy. Like we said, our emotions are also energy, right? So how do you want to use your energy? You can work less and have more time for yourself and still be productive than be stressful and deplete your energy and kill yourself and dwindle like this, because you start dwindling, you start being weakened by the overpowering of stress and all these negative emotions that harm you. It's not worth it in the end. Definitely not worth it. And I hear it all the time. I just take coffee. I'm like, no. Because you get that high, you feel good, and then you get that drop.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
I use alcohol to relax, and then we'll talk about this in the future. We'll do another. But
every emotion that you're taking, you are express, it has to go somewhere.
Yes.
So even though if you don't talk about it, it's gonna go. Your body, we are composed of our beings of layers, bodies. In our layers, one layer goes to another layer, another layer, another layer. It's like pointing to a blank paper. If you do it soft, it's gonna do a mark, and if you keep pointing it deeper, it's gonna make a hole. It's gonna break, so it's gonna go over and under, and it's gonna affect you.
And it's just gonna go deeper.
Yes.
So important thing is to start developing awareness and emotional awareness, to understand what am I feeling? And to pause. And pausing does not mean stay still and do nothing. Okay, if you're starting, observe, I'm feeling this, but observe, look around, observe. And before you see the person that is talking to you, before you say anything back, observe, what am I going to say? And is this going to help me? Is it going to be fruitful? Is it going to be harmful? Is it going to hurt the other person? Is it going to hurt me? Is it worth it? And if I am talking from a place of hurt, where is it coming from?
Yeah.
Because when you talk from a place of hurt, it's because something you need to work on.
Yeah, nothing good will come out of that, talking from your pain. Yeah, it's like, for me, it's like I was listening to you and it gave me a picture of a theater. Like we're in a theater, and when we're playing our awareness, we can observe the theater. And we go from being actors to being observers and the director of the scene. And when we are the director of the scene and not the actor, we can see how we're acting. So we see the actors, we see the scene, and we see, this is not right, or this goes well. So we take the time and we breathe. Because usually the directors are sitting and looking around and cutting and all that, but you can be an observer and be observant of the situation, give us a different perspective, and you rest. You take time to recharge. So
in that awareness,
take a different direction.
For the better.
Yeah,
definitely. So we were talking about that, about the anger, and this is just an example, the emotion of anger, right? Even just thinking of anger, you can feel it. An image comes to your mind, a thought, a memory, because those are things that probably we have within us that have not been processed yet. So for this emotion to be processed, maybe anger, right? I'm upset at my boss because my boss talked to me like this, and because he said this, for example, or she said this. So the memory continues to trail. So just in that space to create more awareness, trail that emotion in a detached way, in an observer way, from an observing standpoint. Like if you're watching your own movie, but you're seeing that memory trail. My boss said this yesterday, and then that upset me. And it made me feel like this, a certain way. And then continue, because the boss said I didn't fulfill the job or at this time, and then continue until that memory just ends. And when that memory ends, you will come to terms with it. You will come to peace with it. So that is the way that you go through the emotion instead of around it. And that is the way you process it, when you go through it. Yeah. And you feel it and you experience it and you release it and you continue forward. But you've released it, you've let it go.
Yeah.
The problem is still here. The emotion is still here. So it lodges into your body.
Yeah.
Into your life.
Because maybe not this time, you might gonna be able to skip where the emotion is going. And say, oh no, this time it didn't go there. But sometimes it's gonna go that way. It's gonna get deep, and you're gonna hurt. Because that's the thing, you need to, like you said, try to be an observer and take the time to heal that emotion that's giving you those negative
feelings. So if you have not processed an emotion, it will still come up.
Always.
And when it comes up, observe it. Don't blame yourself. Don't hurt yourself. I think most important thing is to give yourself grace and to be gentle with yourself, whatever emotion. If you're feeling sad, if you feel anxious, Like pause and say, okay, I'm feeling this way. Why? Ask. Continue asking why. I'm feeling this way. My boss. Why? Why am I so concerned about my boss being angry? Why? Is it because I'm trying to prove myself to someone? Why? Where is that coming from? So continue. Just ask why. Why? Ask yourself. And you'll get the answer. Right?
Yes.
But there's always a root cause to every emotion. Important thing is to take the root out so that we can take the weed out completely, not keep the root, cut the weed and then keep the roots and then a new plant will grow.
For that reason, all that we do to encourage ourselves and working on ourselves is not time that we're losing during the day. It's the time that we are investing. Like you said, a plant will grow out of it. So you're planting a seed that is going to move inside of that.
And keep reproducing itself. And we don't know where it will go. So we want things that are not harmful, helpful to us, right? What do you think about that?
Yes, I think like right now the emotions are like a radio that they like horses, and we need to through the awareness we can
tame them, right?
Everything have to go in directions, but it's gonna go in directions, and you have to like
guide them
with consciousness.
I like that. That's beautiful. It's powerful. So we can practice movement. Healthy movement of the body is very important. We can do yoga, some exercises with the breath, hands for the joints, the hands, right? Movement of the arms, like every articulation, every joint. That is yoga. Yoga is breath awareness. Every moment. How much awareness are you practicing moment to moment? That is yoga. Yoga means union with that divine self. So if God has blessed you with this human experience, right? Then we need to use our energy properly. We need to use our life properly. What you think, you become. And you have the choice of how you want to live this life. Do I want to live miserable, unhappy, bitter? Or do I want to live joyful, happy, content, and use my energy creative way to expand my peace, to expand my joy? What is your purpose?
To help to recreate our being in a better way. Yeah, it's the same with when we eat, like you were saying, we try to eat more consciously, even if we eat a bite or a meal, try to eat it in a peaceful way.
Yes.
For consciousness, taking the time to realizing what are you putting into your body, what are you eating, even if it's a couple of minutes, like feel it.
Paola, she keeps secrets. She studied chef. To do chef, like work, chef school. So she studied cuisines and even cooking.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's like when you are creating a meal and you are like, oh my God, I have to make this dish today. I have to boil the potatoes. I don't want to boil the potatoes. I have to cut this meat. I don't even know why am I doing this. So if you start complaining and put so many negative emotions into that meal, is not gonna cook well, and probably it's not gonna go well to your body because your hands are preparing the meal. You're putting negative emotions in that meal.
Yeah. Negative emotions.
So even when you're cutting, when you're preparing, you need to like kind of eat that meal. Think about it, not like it's gonna go to something good. It's gonna bring good things to you or the ones that you're gonna be feeding. So it takes energy, and the energy is around. It's in the food. It's everywhere. It attacks and it moves.
And that is what's gonna feed the person. So you are transmitting the energy, whatever you do. That's why also whatever you do, you should do with love.
Yes.
The energy of love is the highest vibration. it vibrates.
That's what you call the high frequencies.
Yes.
The higher the frequency that you work with things, it's much better.
It flows better. Everything, even your own energy.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel it. So even if you can just practice loving awareness, right?
Yeah.
Because we're talking about the emotions and awareness, consciousness. So loving awareness, just loving. Someone screamed at you, you pause and you love that person, send loving messages to that person. Because if that person is screaming, they're hurting and they want to send that somewhere. They don't know what to do with their own energy. So it's not directly intended to you, hurting. Yeah.
Right. To move on. And every person has their own time to do things. And sometimes it's better to move and continue your path, because that may not be to you. But if you get involved and you're not looking like as an observer and you get into it, it's going to affect.
That's it. You fell prey to that emotion you felt. You got lost.
Yes.
So practice a little yoga, some exercises. Yoga allows you to dislodge these emotions, to improve your digestive system, your body, your endocrine system, to give you that internal strength, that peace that you need to live your life happy and joyfully. It's very important. It gives you inner strength. Eat healthy food. The practice of Ayurveda is the sister science of yoga. How to eat according to your body type. How to eat. Conscious awareness. So you can receive all the nutrients of your food. It's very important, right? Breathing is important. Relaxation, yoga nidra, is very important to reprogram your mind.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Yoga nidra, psychic sleep, deep sleep relaxation. Very important. And it just takes 30 minutes.
You plant a seed and then yoga nidra is like planting a seed, then it will grow up.
And you plant a seed in your consciousness. And then that expands and that gives fruit. So it helps you understand everything, that you are nothing, that you are just a divine being. Peace, you are joy, you are happiness, nothing more, nothing less.
Like a baby.
Yeah, like a baby. So breathing, we would like to share with you some breathing practice. We're going to show you Brahmari Pranayama. It's humming bee breath. So we plug our ears. We, at the exhalation, produce a sound of a bee. Okay, so let us do together 3 rounds. So you breathe in deeply, plug the ears, and exhale. Now let us do 5 breaths. Inhaling, mentally visualize navel to throat. Inhale peace, inhale joy, inhale happiness, exhale throat to navel, visualizing a tiny silver tube connected from the navel to the throat. Practice 5 breaths, inhaling peace. Inhale joy, inhale happiness, tranquility. Exhale, empty yourself, release worries, fears, doubt, confusion, unwanted, negative. Empty yourself. Feel I am the peace. Eternalization, the truth. I am the light. I am that divine. As you exhale, relax the whole body. Feel the total state of calmness. Feel the total state of tranquility. This is how you start your inner journey. Increasing your awareness. Experiencing that state of peace and calmness. That is, I feel so blessed. I feel so wonderful. I feel so happy. Feel the state of calmness. 1 more breath. Gently exhale. Gently open your eyes. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking your time. So happy and for sharing this beautiful experience. Thank you for being here as well. Hariom.
Hariom.